Well, she was doing some house cleaning and she said she was going to throw that away. And I said, no, you're not. I got a good idea for this. Well, good morning, guys. Welcome back to Papa's Place. As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Guys, today I'm out in the shed and it is a rainy day. We done got about 2 inches of rain. It's early morning AM. And I got some other people's trash that I'm going to make me a seed starting rack out of with my grow lights and stuff on it for in the house. Now what we got here, this is what I call a mobile closet my wife had in the house. It has the top rack on it, and then these arms right here was actually up here to where you could hang your clothes on, and then this bottom shelf was all the way at the bottom. And you can see it's got wheels on it. And let's see here, that's 3 foot long by approximately 18 inches wide. Well, she was doing some house cleaning and she said she was going to throw that away. And I said, no, you're not. I got a good idea for this. Now, guys, last year, or year before last, I went and bought some shelves, had my grow light set up in the house, start my seedlings on. Well, after gardening started and we started canning stuff, I used all my shelves, took my lights off and used my shelves to store canning food on. So I think that was year before last. Last year, I think I went back and just had me a table set up in there with my grow lights. Well, this year, I'm finna make something else. But what I'm doing here, you can adjust this rack up and down. I raised the bottom one from the bottom up to here. I let these arms down. So basically, I'm gonna let this down and I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3, and then I'm gonna do something on the bottom and have 4 shelves with grow lights on it. So there's the first piece of one person's trash is another man's treasure. The second piece we're going to be using is I got 2 or 3 of these dog kennels, portable dog kennels. And actually this one here, guys, again, somebody else was throwing away and I picked it up out of the garbage off the side of the road. It's like brand new. I done took the first piece off. There's the first piece right here. And it's gonna fit perfect. Now take the other side off of that dog kennel. And it'll fit perfect right here. It might overlap just a little bit, which that'll just make it a little sturdier. And then I'll probably use some zip ties and just zip tie to that frame. Like I said, I'm gonna let this down. That way I can hang my grow lights from the bottom of it. And I'm going to put them on some chains. We're going to adjust the heights of them. Do the same thing on this shelf. And the top shelf. And the very bottom shelf. I got to come up with an idea. So right now that's what I'm working on. But as you can see, people throw away good stuff that you can make good stuff out of with just a little bit of time on your hand. And what I like about this one, it's got wheels on it, so I can roll it around in the house where I want it. But I told my wife this year when I get this one made, once I get done with my seed startings, I'm bringing this one back out to the shed so she can't start stacking stuff on it and then I can't use it for next year. So I'm gonna get over here and I'm gonna take the other panel off of this dog crate. And I'm going to lay these up here how I want them and see if I need to do any cutting or anything. And we'll zip tie these on, and then we're going to let the top down, and then we'll start putting our lights in, and we'll go from there. These little dog kennels here, they just put together with some little squeeze clips. Very easy to take apart. And I'm gonna take these little pieces right here that squeezes over to hold the kennel together. I'm gonna go and remove them because they don't need to be on there. They just snap off. Now, that only overlapped about an inch. So I'm gonna zip tie that down and I'm gonna leave that just like that. Now you can either turn, let's see how many trays I can put on here. So I'm gonna be able to put 3 trays per shelf. So that'll be 3, 6, 9, and then if I put a shelf on the bottom, that'll be 12. If you have one of these big seed starting trays like that, that'll work just like that, work just right. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm finna zip tie that down right there in that spot. Now we got that down, we're finna lower this top shelf. Down here about like that. They got these little plastic clips that goes in here, guys, that where you can adjust this shelf on this thing. They actually make shelves that assemble just like this that you can get 3 foot long, 4 foot long, 3 shelves, 4 shelves, 5 shelves high. But why go spend $100 when I can make this one right here out of free material? Plus gives me something to do. And it'll be customized to the way I want it. Now the only thing I know is my grow lights is 4 foot long instead of 3 foot long. So they gonna stick over 6 inches on each end when I put my grow lights on. We'll get to that in a moment, what grow lights I use. It ain't no sense in wasting money on grow lights when you can go to Walmart or Home Depot and get you some LED shop lights. That's at least where you want to look at your lumens and your Kelvins the light puts off. That's what's the important part. Other than that, it's the same light. Does just as good. That little clip right there didn't hold. There we go. That clip over there didn't hold that time neither. Once you get them in there though, they hold. We actually have some of these in the house that's got in our pantry with our canning foods and stuff stored on them. They hold a lot of weight. The reason I done that, cause I want this lowered up, and I can put something across here to put my lights on the top portion. So now we got 3 shelves. I ain't gonna worry about the last shelf till last, cause actually I'm gonna have to come up with something else down there, cause it ain't got them 2 crossbars that I can use like I did right here. So I'm gonna have to come up with me something else for the very bottom Don't know what I'm gonna do down there yet. So at this time, I'm gonna get my grow lights, and I'm probably gonna have to disassemble them and reassemble them to make them work on this. Once I get them out of storage. One of them's hanging right above your head over here, and one's hanging over here on this side. Once I get them down, we'll go from there. Hey guys, for my bottom shelf here, I got an idea. I got these, I don't know what this is off of, but it's two little metal brackets. They made kind of like of aluminum. They hollow. They ain't quite long enough to go across there to screw them to there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take some electrical fencing wire, and I'm gonna double it. Put it around that leg, and I'm gonna make sure I got way plenty to go across. Where are my pliers? I done lost my pliers already. So I put it around that one leg over there. And this is how you twist wire to make 2 or 3 strands out of one strand. Now I like using electrical fencing wire because it don't rust. You see how that twist is together and makes one good stout piece of wire. Then I can run this wire through this aluminum. I can tie it right over here to the other side. The wheels are supposed to run around on me today. I'm going to give that a good 2 or 3 wraps. Cut the loose end right there off. That'll stick right back up in that hollow tube there. Hope y'all can hear me good, because I got the air conditioner on out here in the shop. It is hot and humid today. And I'm going to do this other side the same way, and then I got 2 more pieces of this off of this dog kennel wire. And I can put that right on top of there and zip tie it just like I done this one up here. Then I got me another good shelf. And what I like about all this, which the dog kennel's black and this is brown, but it still matches pretty well. It's all going to be made of aluminum, lightweight metal, no wood. So let's do this side the same way. This is 14 gauge hot wire. I use 14 gauge and 17 gauge. This is the same wire I used in my tomato truss, but I put them in that drill and I made them three strands twisted together. And they worked out real well last year on my tomato truss. Like I said, hot wire don't rust. That's why I like using hot wire to do a lot of stuff with. Put that in your drill, tighten your drill up, pull it out towards you. And there you have it. You can do a lot of stuff if you just put your mind to thinking. And all this is just stuff I'm scrapping up. Other than the lights. I did just take a break just a few minutes ago, and I went to Walmart because I needed me some little chain to hang my lights with. And I went on and purchased 2 more lights because I don't really want to use that other one hanging up there because it still has the big bulbs in it, where all these now is LED. Guys, I'll show you these lights at Walmart. They was $20 a piece. I had a couple of them year before last, and I bought a couple more last year, and I just bought 2 this year. So I'm hoping after I get this seed starting set up, next year I won't be having to redo again. Seems like every year I'm changing up or adding to or something. Alright, now we got that on there. You can see that's loose. Once I zip tie this wire to it, it ain't gonna go nowhere. I'll break these little tabs off that's on this cage. There we go. I think I need to cut these little end hooks off right here. This one's going to overlap a good 3 or 4 inches. Now about 6 inches really. I'm going to let it overlap. Zip tie that on there. That'll just make it a little sturdier with it overlapping like that. See if I can get them both turned the same way. Now where my zip ties go. Put on my eyeballs so I can see here. Ain't no fun when you get old and you can't see. Guys, this one on the bottom, I ain't gonna have lights hanging on it. What I got is a small dome that has a little light in it that I can start plants in, and that's what I set down here. I think I'm gonna have way more seed starting space this year than I've ever had. And once my seeds plants start growing, then I take them out to my little mini greenhouse. I just like starting them indoors. I have better luck starting indoors. I'll still start some stuff out in the mini greenhouse, like my marigolds, and if I want any other flowers and stuff like that, I start them out in the greenhouse when I got my, what I call my imported plants, to be started in the house. I could have cut this one here off. I think I am. I'm gonna take this back off this piece, guys. I don't like it overlapping that far. I'm gonna cut this one off right here. Put that piece in there, and then I can zip tie it together, and it won't be overlapped so far. So I'm gonna cut this off, and I'll be right back. Alright, now I got this one cut off. That looks a lot better. Alright guys, now we got our 4 shells completed. I'll say it on the bottom, I ain't gonna put no lights because I have this dome with a light on it. And guys, this is actually the first thing I started with when I started seeds indoors, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. So I use it right down there on the bottom like that. So that's what it'll be on the bottom shelf. Now it's time to start putting our lights in here. Also, guys, this thing has these little brackets right here, was made to hang clothes on. And I'm gonna have them sticking out on one end here, and that's where I can hang my thermostat control for my heat mats and such, and my power strip. I can hang it off it. Well, the power strip will be on the floor where everything's plugged on it. But my thermostat control for my heat mats, see, I can have a little clip and hang them right up here where they'll be hanging. Now I'm going to have to put something across this way in order to hang my lights. I got little chains, that way I can adjust them up and down. Right now I'm thinking about taking a piece of that wire, maybe drilling a hole through the top right here, putting just a piece of wire across there, because all I need is just something to hang that light on, because the rest of them is going to hang on the bottom of these shelves. So as far as lights, guys, these are just LED lights from Walmart, or shop lights. $20 a piece. Now, like I said, I had bought two, and I had one in the greenhouse, 2 last year, so I went to Walmart a while ago and bought 2 more, and this is it. Pay $20 a piece. Guys, these are 5,000 lumens and 5,000 kelvins, and that's what you want to look at when you buy lights. You want to try to get that 4,500 or above. Some people do use the 3,000, 3,200s they sell, but if you can get this 5,000, and you can get them, you go to Home Depot and such, you can get them even bigger than that. But if you get 5,000 lumens, 5,000 kelvins or above, that's all you need. And when I get done here, which I'm going to show y'all the final product, I'm going to have it set up in the house. And I'm going to have it added up what I got in this, and then I want y'all to go look online and see what one of them grow station kits with that many shelves and that many lights, see what it costs. Guys, it's a marketing, and I don't like it, but they market them lights as grow lights and jack the price up 3 times as high on them, and they're the same lights. Now yes, you can get your colored ones and all that kind of stuff, and they may do a little better. I don't know, I ain't ever tried them, but I know these work. It's too many people use these. Like I said, as long as you stay with the 5,000 lumens and 5,000 kelvins and above. But anyway, after I get done, I'm going to show y'all what I got here out of free material. Other than, I'm going to add up what I have in it, which ain't going to be nothing but the lights. And I did go buy another little pack of chain a while ago when I bought them lights. I guess you can count the zip ties. But other than that, my wife had this in the house for years. She was going to throw it away. Old dog kennel that I actually picked up out of somebody else's trash on the side of the road, which it was like brand new, but I got 3 or 4 of them around here. You can see that made good shelves. You ain't got to worry about them rotting. They lightweight. So I'll get back with y'all after I get it all complete. Now guys, what I'm doing right here, I'm putting a little board across there. That way it'll hold them together. When I raise it up, I just got one chain, and I can raise this section up at one time without having a chain on each light. Alright guys, so here's the finished product. I done got it in the house. I went on and brought my flats in, but of course I'll take them back out because they got to be washed and sanitized before I use them this year. But you can see I can put 3 in there side to side, and I got 3 of the little 10 by 20 heat mats, which I just got a new one for Christmas with a new thermostat control. And guys, while we're talking about heat mats, you ain't got to have a temperature control for each heat mat. Last year I used 2 heat mats. No, I used 3 because I still got one out in the greenhouse that I had in here last year. And even though your control here only has one plug-in to plug in one heat mat, all you got to do is take you a splitter just like in your wall socket in your house where you can buy an adapter to put 3 plugs, and you can plug 3 heat mats into one controller. Now of course, yes, it's only going to be keeping the temperature of whichever one you're in, but it don't matter if you're starting all your different seeds at one time and you're going to start them on the same, which I start everything on mine about 80 degrees anyway, 78 or 80 degrees, and just stick that in whichever flat I want to have it stuck in one temperature controller. I run all 3 heat mats, so that way you can buy just one controller and ever how many heat mats you want to run off of it. So as y'all can see, as my shelves go down, my top one here, the lights won't lift up as high. They'll lift about that high. Then this shelf is further away, so them lights will lift up further. Then this third one, it even get higher. On the bottom one down here, like I said, I ain't got lights. I just got this dome. This is one of the first things I ever purchased to start seeds in. But another good thing about this, building this out of this old portable, I don't know the proper name for it, portable closet is what I call it, because you hang clothes on it. And that dog kennel, the dog kennel had this like a plastic tray in the bottom of it. So I can leave it right down there, or I can use it wherever. But for right now, I just got it sitting down there. But like I said, I'm gonna have to take all this back out and wash it. It's got wheels on it, so I can roll it around. I got a chain on each end of the light, where all I gotta do is pick it up, lower it, and hook it on this little hook, whichever how high I want them. Like I said, the taller the plants get, if they get too high for this light adjustment, I'd move them to this shelf. But guys, my intention is to start my plants indoors, and once they get going good, then I'll take them out to the greenhouse. But I just like starting indoors better than out in that greenhouse, because right now it's in January and it's 80 degrees today and so humid and hot. 2 days from now it might be 28 degrees at night. It's just easier come into February when I starting stuff, and I said I hadn't to worry about the temperature going crazy from one to the other and just start my seeds indoors. And a lot of them, of course, I'm going to try to do better this year, not get such an early start, which is hard for me to do, because you can see I'm getting rigged up. I get anxious. But I want to try to get them to where I can take them straight out of these starts and they'll be time to plant instead of having to pot them up in the greenhouse. But either way, I think it come out pretty nice. So what I got in that? Basically all I got's in that is the price of the lights. So that's 20 times 6, $120. And I didn't buy all of them this year. I bought 2. I don't know, I think I got 2 year before last, 2 this year. 2 last year and 2 this year. So doing it like that, and plus I said I bought the chain today when I went and got these other 2 lights. I did buy some extra chain, and then they didn't need that pack of chain. The lights came with enough chain in there. So it works out real well having wheels. Now of course I know you can buy something that looks better than this, but I'm just trying to show y'all how you can take stuff and make something good out of it instead of throwing it away. If I was going to purchase this, you can buy this pretty much this exact rack with 4 shelves or 5 shelves. I think you can get whatever you want. I don't think they come with wheels on them though, but you looking at $100, $150 just for that rack. But now if I was gonna buy that rack, I would have got one 4 foot long since my lights is 4 foot long, so they stick over a little bit. But hey, I already had the lights and I wasn't gonna try to find no 3 foot lights, because then I'd have 3 foot, 4 foot. All Walmart had was 4 foot today anyway when I went there. Again, them shop lights work perfect. As long as you stay up there around 5,000 lumens, 5,000 kelvins, you can get by with a little less than that. But since I started doing this, I've done these 5s, and I ain't had no issues. And I think you'll find the same thing out if you do a little research. One of these lights, $20. You buy one of these under a so-called grow light, you probably pay close to $100 for this same little light. And guys, I'm telling you, ain't no difference in them. It's just a marketing. I got all my cords here. I got me a power strip. It's fastened on down there, so where all my lights is plugged into. And what I do, I use one of these little timers here to plug my power strip into, and then I can set my lights what time I want them to come on and what time I want them to go off. Another thing I like about these lights here I got at Walmart, each one of them has a chain pull. So I ain't got to unplug them if I don't want some but one shelf to start with. I can just pull the chain here and turn the rest of them off. And that's what I like about them. But guys, that was just a little fun project with me. And I got me another seed starting set up. And like I said, this year when I get done, I'm gonna roll this right back there to that door, and I'm gonna take it to my shed. That way my wife can't want to use these shelves to set something on. Now I know last year, like I said, we didn't have no choice. I started canning food and beans and tomatoes and salsa and all that, and we didn't have nowhere to store it. Well, I had them shelves similar to this, but they was made of that heavy duty plastic. You know, we ended up having to stack them over there, actually over there in the corner, to stack canned food on, because we didn't have enough room in the pantry. So now I got me another little setup. But the main point of all of this is just to show you guys you can make something pretty decent if you just think about, if you see something, some old shelf or something, even if it needs spray paint, $1 can. Well, I don't know if you can buy spray paint anymore for $1. Used to, you go to the dollar store and get a can of black spray paint for $1. But you can make stuff out of that. Just like that dog kennel. I was driving down the road one day and it was on the side of the road. Somebody, I don't know if it happened to blow out the car in front of them people's houses, or it was set out there to the road to be thrown away. Either way, I stopped and picked it up. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It'll be at the house. I already had a couple of them. You can see it come quite in handy. Make some good shelves. Ain't no heavy plywood. Ain't nothing going right. Kind of lightweight, but yet that there sturdy. You ain't going to put more seedlings on there than that a hole. But as always, if you got anything, comments about the lights, about the shelf, something you've done you want to share, please put it down there in the comments. Let me know. I love reading the comments, seeing what other people have or what other people have come up with. But as always, I hope y'all have a great day and a blessed week. God bless. See y'all next time.